So at the start of this week, we saw ANC staffers outside of its headquarters, that's the Luthuli House headquarters here in the Joburg CBD, picketing. Why are they picketing? Over salary inconsistencies. If you're paying attention to happenings in the ANC, you know that the staffers will go months on end without salaries. Some will get paid, others won't. And then there's the issue where they'll back pay, but ultimately you have questions around that pension funds. Is the party contributing to those? I don't think so. You have issues around UIF, again, where workers say the contributions are not being made. You'll have issues around the revenue of services, where SARS has an issue with the governing party. Process that. And while you do, think about this. Over 3,000 of the ANC's branches are now nominating leaders. These are candidates that they want to put forward, leaders that they want to see contesting for power in December, and those that they obviously want to see merge and take the party towards 2024 and beyond. However, in order for this to happen, not only do branches or delegates or party members need to nominate, what needs to also happen, or what we tend to see, is leaders crisscrossing the country as they lobby. So they'll be stuck in meetings with each other. If you paid attention, Gauteng met with Limpopo this week. We saw Mpumalanga and KZN. We saw different provinces meeting to engage on issues of policy, so they say, but really on positions. That's actually the core. When they speak about issues of policy, they're taking issues with step aside, if you ask me. It's not about the greater issues, about what's happening with land expropriation, about the state of our country. You know, load shedding keeps happening as I'm trying to talk to you. So it's not even about that per se. It really is about the access to resources and about positions that these conversations are about. They'll say to you, we have shared issues around coal or issues around agriculture or rural provinces. They can say that, but really, that's not what's up. But anyway, as this happens, leaders crisscross the country. They also deliver a heck of a lot of memorial lectures. There'll be cadres assemblies. But all these events take money. It takes money to transport delegates to fill the room. It takes money to feed the delegates. It takes money to get bodies on seats, bums on seats, so to say. And that's where the money is going to at the moment. A group of leaders, individual leaders, have amassed a war chest, if you may, a treasure trove of money to use in order to campaign throughout this process. Yet you have ANC staffers, the most basic of servants in the party, crying about not getting salaries on time. Doesn't communicate something to you about the party? The other strange thing that I've picked up on in this nomination process is the provinces that have pronounced. We've had about 5. So you've had Limpopo, you've had Gauteng recently, you've had the Northern Cape, you've had Mpumalanga, we've definitely heard from the Eastern Cape. Did I count 5? I think I counted 5. And of those provinces, only one woman has gotten a nod, and that was Nomvula Mokonyane in Gauteng, and for a deputy position at that. So she's been considered by Gauteng rather, is asking its branches and for other members everywhere else in the ANC to consider nominating her, put on the ballot really, to become possibly a Deputy Secretary General. There seems to be consensus that there should be true DSGs in the ANC. You've seen how the Ace Magashule chapter of the ANC unfolded. The DSG seat was also left vacant when JC Duarte took ill and of course subsequently passing on while in office. So in order to try and avoid that, there is an agreement that there should be at least 2 deputies, and the only person who's cracked the nod thus far seems to be a Nomvula Mokonyane. So that's very interesting for me, considering that the ANC has very clear positions, its constitution at least, on the issue of gender equity. It has a very clear view that women must come to the fore, that 50% must be for consideration. So one is left thinking, so women might not be good enough for top positions, at least according to these provincial executives, but they're definitely good to be bums in seats of the additionals, those 80 odd members who will then form part of the NEC. And always makes me think about the women and not owning their politics. As I speak, the ANC women want to own the secretariat. The attempt to take control of the presidency in 2017 absolutely failed. Now you've got their candidate trying to make a comeback, Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma that is, trying to make a comeback and take on Cyril Ramaphosa again. Mind you, these two by December are well over their 70s. Cyril Ramaphosa and Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma. But anyway, you've got the elders, which is my next point. But before I get there, let me say that the women have their eye on the secretariat. But what you're seeing is their vision to own that space is already being diluted. So on one camp, they propose a Gwen Ramogopa and a Phoebe Potgieter. On the other camp, they've already proposed Nomvula Mokonyane. But you know what? The so-called young and dynamic names of the males have come up. So you'll hear of Figile Mbalula, you'll hear of Mtumseni Ntuli, you'll hear about Spongile Bisani. So a lot of male names are coming up to contest this position, as opposed to a party unifying behind a vision to get women through. The other issue, last issue I'm going to pick at, is the youth issue. Oh no, sorry, because they're over 40, but they still want to be considered young. The younger leaders issue, where according to some, there's at least 9 vying for top 6 positions. But these are people who are not talking to one another, not working together. For the Treasurer Generals, for instance, you've got somebody like Mzwandile Masina wanting to take on Epule Mabe and Andile Lungisa. These are people who traditionally have been in the same faction, who traditionally share a view on so many things. And instead of coming together and saying, we support this one unit, they want to contest one another, they're splitting whoever is already in their corner. So young people in the ANC seem to be struggling to figure out where they want to be. They talk about a generational mix. They talk about an idea whose time has come. But I don't see them working hard enough and well enough together as a collective to push the elders. And truth be told, is we are a young country and these people are no longer fit for purpose. Let's not lie. But that's where we are in this chapter of the ANC on its journey towards December.